proudly celebrating 50 years of independence from Britain. Communications consultant Solomon Parker welcomes the returning Africans, but not some American attitudes.
They should not come in here thinking that they have the right to change things and they have been given a God-given right to go on a mission to change the world.
We are aggressive. Aggression was something that we had to have in order to survive in America.
No, that's fine. I want it.
You didn't survive in America being very passive. It's kind of hard after being like that in America, then you find yourself in Africa, and then you want me to sit back and become passive. I sometimes have to sit on my lips, you know, bite my tongue.
Perhaps the biggest disconnect is that many simply don't understand why Americans would come here. Most Ghanaians earn less than $2 a day. The number of African Americans returning is dwarfed by the number of Africans trying to get to America. The sight of rich new arrivals only increases the envy.
Now, if you're a waiter, when you're standing in a restaurant and you're watching African Americans come in, or other Ghanaians who have been outside the country, come in to eat and spend about 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 times what you earn in a day on one meal with their family, then of course you're going to want to go to where they are to try and create a better life for yourself.
The irony is that many African Americans believe Africa offers them a better future than America. Mimi Igyan left a comfortable home in Atlanta to bring her 3 children and her mother Carly to a small rented house in Cape Coast.
In the United States, you never really feel at home. When you're always feeling like you're under pressure, you know, you're under so much stress by the police officers, by all the authority figures, you never feel comfortable. You know, you never are free to just roam about without someone treating you disrespectfully or just treating you like a criminal or treating you like you're not even a person. So I feel very good coming here, even though with all of its quirks and its inconveniences, you know, it's still home. It's still home, so we feel very good being here.
The children attend a local African school, living no differently from the villages around them.
I felt as if they were being molested by American culture. You know, American culture is too sexually driven. It's got a lot of violence in it.
Forever and ever, amen.
The schools my children were attending in the United States had become almost prisons. And so we're happy for them here. They have the breezy classrooms, you know, and they get to sing and just enjoy being a student, you know, and enjoy being a kid. It didn't take but maybe 2 weeks when the children said they wanted to stay. They said they really like it here, they want to stay. So I believe we're going to stay. I don't think anything could send me back.
Until recently, few Ghanaians gave much thought to the legacy of slavery. It was seen as something Europeans did in the distant past. The government is now holding a series of celebrations to mark the 200th anniversary of Britain's abolition of slave trading. The Wilberforce Abolition Bill was a powerful moral statement, but it didn't end the slave trade. Liverpool merchants ignored the ban for another 25 years, the US continued shipping human cargo until the Civil War, and Arab and Portuguese traders didn't stop until the end of the 19th century. What's more, the African Americans who've come here believe passionately that the stigma of slavery has continued to the present day.
I don't see it as a form of celebration that Ghana should be participating in. You want us to celebrate the abolition of a slave trade that you were responsible for starting or participating in? No, I think that that's hypocritical. And I personally would have nothing to do with that.
Yes, we have lights down there. When you go to the light, turn right.
The anniversary has at least focused attention on what slaves and their descendants suffered.
Once you are a slave, they bought you, so you are a property to the officials here.
For the first time, children are learning that it wasn't just Europeans involved in the trade.
And those behind the trade were some chiefs, and they were exchanged for ammunitions like gunpowder, drinkables like whiskey, schnapp, and even ordinary mirror.
The return of the diaspora is slowly making a mark across the country. There's even a steamy jazz joint in the capital, Accra. And the customers aren't all Americans. Joey J was a London DJ before deciding 17 years ago to chill out in West Africa.
It's peaceful. I'd rather be here than Iraq or West London.
It's a totally different life, but one he'd like many others to follow.
You got to secure your future, you know, and sometimes in life you have to realise that you're getting older and prepare for your old age.
Yeah.
So that's what I've done. So whatever I do after this, I'll probably be running around the world DJing, but at the moment I just need somewhere where I can put my head down and not think about getting on the 266 bus.
He's now developing a housing cooperative for returnees. In a rare sign of reconciliation, a Volta River chief granted the land in compensation for his ancestors' role in kidnapping slaves.
People from the Caribbean, Brazil, of African descent, you can come and purchase land here and come and live.
Little touch of paradise.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. A nice spot, isn't it?
It's beautiful. Very picturesque, very calm. I get involved with the local people, find out what they eat, the culture and everything, and then you find you can slip in.
Some long-term settlers wonder if they'll ever be completely accepted.
Hey, small girl, what's your name? Evelyn Atta. And what class are you in, Evelyn Atta? Class 2? How old are you?
The government encourages the black diaspora to visit Ghana, but Imicus suspects what it really wants is their money.
Money? You want money? You should give me some money. And that's the impression that you get, is to bring your resources, you know, bring your money and stuff like that, but don't stay long, okay? And as far as I'm concerned, anywhere in Africa, wherever the spirit leads us to be, we have the right to go there and settle.
The slaves who left these castles had no chance of ever returning.
Because many of them didn't know that some of their descendants would return through this door of no return.
Their descendants are coming back in their name, closing the circle on half a millennium of misery. They are still to close the gap that separates them from the African-born. 200 years after slavery here was abolished, they are finally starting to feel free.